If you're wondering about chasing flathead on surface lures, I hope this is enough convincing for you. It's a lot of fun. Take a look at how I like to use this Crossfire. Yep, oh, it was a big hit there. Yep, I'm on. That's what we're after. Beautiful. Come here, big girl. Oh, brilliant stuff. I'm not sure how much of this you're going to be able to see because you're looking straight into the sun. I'm getting out. Look how deep it is. It's like less than a foot deep. And this big Crossfire lure. Come here, you gorgeous thing. Look at this cracker. Come on. There you go. Look at that. Oh, I've got to be careful because there's hooks on the outside of this. On the outside of this fish, like I was saying about the. There you go. Like I was saying about those really catchy hooks. Oh, got to be careful. They really do miss it a lot of the time, so those catchy hooks are a great way to go. Let's see if I can just grab this one in the mouth. A bit silly because they've got plenty of teeth. Even just to get her up and give you a look at her, she'd be up around that 55. She'd be, yeah, probably over 55. Look at that. Yes, on the Crossfire. What a beauty. God, it's satisfying to take them off the surface. Really catchy hooks, a lot of patience, and just working it over the shallows where there's a little bit of weed and then there's these areas of sand. There's the little yabby holes. It's a lot of fun. Look at that fish. Their fin structure is just stunning. These are Crossfire lures. This is a 145. They come in a range of sizes. They're massive compared to what you would traditionally think a flathead would go after, but God, they're a lot of fun. Take a look at how I like to use it. They're nice and heavy, so you can get a great big cast out there. This is even against the wind, which ideally you want to be throwing with the wind, but it's so shallow out there I can't even get the kayak out there. So I'm throwing it upwind, which means I'm at risk of getting a wind knot. But the way that I like to work it is to just really aggressively rip of the rod tip, and that'll get the lure just dancing across the surface. And then big extended pauses to allow the flathead to come in and grab it. Ideally, the conditions where you want to fish it is when there's not a lot of wind around. So this is probably the extent of it for me. Once the wind gets right up, I tend to go down a little bit and get off the surface because it becomes a little bit difficult for the fish to really pick it up. Flathead are a bit clumsy when they come to the surface at the best of times. So I'll usually fish it when there's not a lot of wind around, early morning, that sort of thing, and give them plenty of time to try and eye it in. You can fish this thing in 10 centimetres of water, no problem. The fish is still going to come and grab it, and often there's some big flathead that are sitting up there feeding on mullet in the shallows, and this is what this lure imitates. So you want to watch the lure all the way in, and that'll give you a really good idea of how you're working it. You want it dancing, popping and hopping around on the surface, up and down. You can swim this thing with a straight retrieve, and it kind of gets a wobble going. You're much better off trying to fish this thing to make it look like an injured mullet trying to flee off the flats that's really struggling. So popping it and surfing it along the surface and dipping it down, really aggressive rod tip action, and moving it about a metre and then just stalling it and letting the really floaty body of this Crossfire lure do a lot of work on the surface and bounce around. The flathead love it. So if you're after a fishing challenge of a different kind, try one of these big Crossfire lures. And if you need a little bit more convincing, take a look at Crossy's website, Crossfire Lures, and have a look at the videos there. He's got some giant flathead taken on this thing. A long rod with light line and braid is the way to go, and then I just use, at the moment I've got 9-pound mono on as a leader, about a metre or a little bit more than a metre of 9-pound mono, and with surface lures that just keeps the surface lure, the tip of it up, and helps it to just jump out of the water a bit more than what fluorocarbon do. Fluorocarbon tends to pull it down, especially with smaller lures. Although these big Crossfire lures, it doesn't really matter too much if you're worried and you want to go with fluorocarbon. You might be able to see it there just dancing over the shallows. Here's something right here just coming in behind it. It's a big stingray. I don't want to hook that. Yep, yes! Oh, dropped it. No, I still got it. Yes! Oh, now I've pulled the hooks on it. Oh, busted. Hit it. It's a good hit too. Come on. Oh, he threw it into the air. Cheeky bugger.